What's happening, everyone? It's your boy Precise Thoughts. What's up? I just wanted to go over this beat that I had done. Let me turn this down a bit. Oh, it was right at the end. But yeah, I just want to go over a beat that I had done in Reason. I used Reason in the past a while ago before I learned a lot about mixing. And more recently, just a few years ago, I made a few tracks in Reason that did fairly well with a couple artists. But anyway, so I just wanted to go over one of the tracks that I had made. It's never been used. It is available. If you like the beat, go ahead and hit me up. My Facebook is PreciseThoughtsBeats@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter, Precise Thoughts. You can uvu me, kick me. It's all Precise Thoughts. Skype, whatever. Anyway, so this is one of the beats I had done, all played out on MIDI and everything in Reason. It's only Reason 5. I know they're at 7 now. I need to get an upgrade, but anyway, yeah. So I was thinking Flowetry, Marsha Ambrosius type beat. You know what I mean? I don't really make tight beats per se or whatever, but after I made the beat, I thought Marsha Ambrosius would sound pretty good on the beat. But anyway, moving right along, let's get right into the sounds that I used on the beat. So I will go ahead and go and play some of the sounds for you guys. Let's solo some of these. I'm not really that good on Reason, to be honest with you. So bear with me. I've only made a few beats on Reason, but even though it's been a while, like I've had Reason for years, but just haven't really used it that often, so bear with me. But let's start with, let's see, I want to mute everything. I don't know if you know a better way to mute everything, or solo a track. Yeah, I guess you can leave a comment below, but don't give me crap about me doing everything the slow way. Yeah, forgive me. I've been on FL Studio far too long. I need to get back into Reason. So here is one of the sounds. And I don't know if you can hear that. Let me turn this up. I forgot I had turned everything down, but yeah, there we go. We got sound. Some nice strings here. So let's look at what we got. Let's go into the strings. I got this nice Alan Smithy one-note orchestra. So basically, each note here that you see here, I just got them going in octaves, as you can see here. I played on the MIDI or whatever on my keyboard. And we have the Alan Smithy one-note orchestra. Basically, it's a combination of different instruments, as you can hear. Some strings and everything there. Pretty nice sound. That's pretty much all I can say about that. What did I do to it? Y'all want to know what I did? Okay, EQ. I put a stereo imager on it. Instead of stereo wise, and I don't know, this was, like I said, I made this beat a few years ago, so I kind of put it in mono a little bit. Let's see how it sounds wider. So, oh, that sounds beautiful. Maybe I should put it a little wider. But yeah, I said mixing here is and you really got to use your ears. You really got to use your eyes. It's really a different process than some other DAWs that I use. Even something like a Pro Tools or something. Reason is different from that. Yeah, you pretty much just got to get familiar with the equipment. I mean, if you had a rack in front of you, let me give you an example. Here's mixer 1, right? This is all the audio input crap. Okay, now here's the master mixer. mastering suite. So this is going to give you a combination of different mixers, compressors on your master track, an overall end result. But on your actual physical mixer, you have your basic treble and bass, EQ, your panning, and then you have auxiliary sends that you can add to each track. Simple enough. And then also for your instrument here, you have the ability to add, like stereo imaging. You can use your EQ. Right here, I took out some mid. I don't know why. Let's bypass and listen and see. Yeah, it was kind of cloudy there, so I can see why I took it out now. It was kind of distorted. Maybe not so much. Yeah, okay, that's good. That sounds a little better. Right? That sounds a tad bit better. Right, okay. And you might see some odd equalization. Like I said, it's been years since I made this beat a couple years ago. I hadn't really got too deep into mixing. Now let's go to the next sound, which is pizzicato. So we're gonna mute that and unmute this. So here we go. And you can see it being played here. I panned it. Right here. I panned it a little bit to the right, and my strings were panned a little bit to the left. So you can see that. I added a little bit of treble. And let's see what I did to the actual instrument itself. What did I do to I had a little bit of stereo imaging. Don't know why. Yet again, this is a little deeper than the strings, obviously, and it's more percussive. So kind of okay to close the stereo field on a deeper instrument like this, but it is still a string as well. So strings usually sound beautiful in stereo, but I'll keep that kind of mono. This is just a little basic, kind of a EQ or frequency, I don't know, exaggerator or whatever. Basically, whatever frequency you adjust it to is going to bring out the sound more. So I kind of got that towards treble a little bit. As you can see, gives it a little bit of a warm sound, and boom, there. It's a little higher, a little crisper. Little more crisp, I should say. High band. It breaks down your low band, as you can see, the mono, and I got the high band. I just kept it even, matched it up. You can solo a band if you wanted to see how it sounds. Solo the high band, you see how that sounds. Solo the low band, see how that sounds. Right. So I got it on normal, which is the overall sound. I got an EQ here. Yeah. This is an odd looking EQ. EQ 12 dB of mid range, low mid, and about 12 dB of high mid for some reason. So the high mid is fine. I'm gonna cut some of that though. That's a little much. And obviously I'm gonna cut some of the low mid. That's a little much as well. And I'll see how the high end sounds. I'll see how it sounds. Oh, that sounds very nice. It doesn't have that airy sound. Usually I'll cut the high right around anywhere from 12K after. But if it has a high, like a airy pitch to the instrument, you right around 12K is where that usually starts, and anything after that. But this sounds really, really nice and crisp. Towards that, maybe not so much of a gain, but just a little bit, just to get some of those highs in there. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I don't know. Let's listen again here. All right. And then again, if you know any other quick keys or anything, help a brother out, man. I want to get 7 this year and step it up and get it going, get my workflow a little higher. But anyway, so I got another EQ here cutting mid out, and let's see how that sounds. Let's bypass it. Yeah, I can hear the mids. With an on, yeah, it cleared it up quite a bit, so it does sound better with that particular. Maybe not so much of a cut. Okay. And what we got here, we got our kick, I believe. Let's go next to the next sound. That'd be this sound. Hi-hat. No, kick. Kick and hi-hat. Okay. So, I have each one EQ'd separately. I don't know. That's another thing I kind of get confused about with Reason. EQing in the Red Rum or whatever program, drum program you're using, Kong or whatever, and instead of EQing everything together, EQing things separately. So, yeah. Kind of can't remember exactly what was going on there. Like I said, this is a pretty old beat. But I fixed the drum before I started recording a little bit. I should have showed you guys that. Should have showed you guys how I cuz the drum was really really muddy. It was incredibly muddy and the kick. And I made it more punchy, more snappy. Gave it some more of that, gave it that live feel, you know. I think this is actually the kick here. Let's see. Yeah, that's the kick. Not, this was just a hi-hat, I believe. These were. Let's see. I believe it was a hi-hat. Uh-oh. I don't want to mess anything up. Anyway. Oh, it probably was this one here I have muted. But let's move on to the next one. That's going to be... And I gotta remember to keep this muted because I had that muted for whatever reason that I didn't want it in. I didn't want it in the song. So, but anyway, let's move on to this. This is my hat here. And that's right here. So this is how I EQ'd this. I EQ'd some of the mid out. Let's see how it sounds without it. Sorry for this video being so long, and I hope it's not too boring. Figured it may be a little boring. But yeah, so alright, let's see. Yeah, right here with my hat. Okay, yeah, so I took off that, and let's hear how it sounds without it. Not much difference. Stereo imager. I don't know what my thing was about putting mono on everything or closing everything off. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Maybe I should take that out. Not much of a difference, but I don't know. Anyway, move on to the next one. We got this percussive snare-ish type of snare. And I like it. I actually EQ'd this before I started recording as well over. I put the high band in stereo and I left the low in mono. Sounds really good that way. Spreading out that high sound, you can hear it. And EQ, simple enough. I got 3 EQs on here. I don't know why, don't ask me. Oh, matter of fact, make that 5. Alright, let's go to the next one. This is my bass synthesizer. Pretty cool. What did I do to this? I've just added a filter to it. I stereo imaged. I widened the high band on there so you can hear the tone a little better of the high end on the bass. I don't know why I went so drastic. Again, I didn't know much of. It sounds actually cool. Anyway, and then I got this EQ here. EQ some of the mid out. I think I cut it maybe too much. Let me. Sounds better with a little bit more added to it. And then I bumped up the bass. I should have cut some of the mud out, maybe. Just cut it a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I need to get better with learning how to adjust these EQs here. These give you a very good. They give you easier. These parametric EQs here give you an easier way to, like, you can cut the mud on. These start at 30 anyway, so whatever. These is 33. You know what I mean? So we all good. All right, to the next sound. Let's see what we got. Bell. Very nice sounding bell. What did I do to that? Mono the low end and the high end. I guess just for dynamics, for depths or whatever, just to close it off a little bit. I don't know. EQ, kind of a funky looking EQ there. I don't know. I guess I'll tune that down a bit. You know, cut my low end off there. I got a really funky looking one here. Look at that. I'll tune that down a bit. And then that one, cut the low end off. Cut this mid off right here. It looked like I'm almost. No, I'm right about there. So yeah, that matches. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Let's move on to the next sound. This little synth here, called a gangster lead in Maelstrom. This is a sawtooth lead. What I do, I widened it a bit. And I EQ'd it. And that's it for that. Then I got this other synthesizer here with strings. This another Maelstrom with distant strings. What I do to these, I panned it to the right, stereo imaged it, made it very wide. At the same time, if I'm gonna pan something all the way to the right, not all the way to the right, but okay, so stereo works. And I just accentuated a little bit of the mids and a little bit of the highs, and then in the inverse, a little bit beside where I bumped it up, I dipped a couple valleys out, but I went pretty low on that. Went pretty low on those valleys. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, just tightening stuff up a little bit. And then let's go to the next one. This is cool. I got a Combinator Strings and piano. Didn't do anything to this. Everything came with effects already kind of on it. Bass, all this information here gave you basses, cellos, violins, strings, and a grand piano. So I didn't have to do much to it. I just added a stereo imager, monoed a little bit of the low end, opened up a little bit of the high end, EQ'd that, EQ'd that. Did like an inverse EQ here. That was it on that one. I like that. Let's listen to it because you didn't really get to hear it. And I don't really want this video to be that long. It's already 20 minutes, so yeah. Oh, we're gonna play the video soon, guys. Bear with me. But yeah, I really like the sound of that. All right, and then so we got the next one. Moving on to the next track. Another piano, concert grand, in the Combinator. Listen to that sound. It sounds beautiful. And again, a lot of this stuff already, when you use the Combinator, it adds a lot of different effects already just to get the sound. So I didn't really do much to it. Then what we got next? We have just a little percussion here. You know, a little bongo. I didn't do anything to it. I added this one plate, whatever. Advanced reverb. That's what I put on there. Reverb. Sounds good. Let's see. Turn it all up a little bit. You hear the reverb? All right. Moving on. Little hi-hat. Thick sounding hi-hat too. I like that. Almost like a slightly open hi-hat. Simple enough. Moving on. Crash. Simple enough. Chimes. A panned open hat. And a snap. And that makes the whole beat. Guys, thank you for bearing with me. Now I'll just play what I got here. Let me unmute everything. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. You heard all the synth, pianos, and strings and everything in the beat, and this is really one of the first R&B joints I did in Reason. I did this a while back, It's on YouTube. Also on one of my SoundCloud accounts. I have a lot, but and this is like the third or fourth mix I did on this. Like I said, I'm still doing rough mixes. There's so much to learn about mixing. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna be mixing until the day I die, learning about mixing and everything. So, holla at me, follow me on Twitter, comment, like, share, subscribe on the videos, and I'll keep them coming. Yeah, and this was just me going through an R&B beat that I made on Reason. And I appreciate you guys checking me out. And y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.